In a remote hut in the forest, there are two men sleeping when one of them hears a noise, but as he goes to check it out, he gets attacked by a huge monstrous creature, causing the other one to escape. But he's eventually caught by this bald dude and gets killed. When he dies, his body turns into ash, revealing he's not a human being, but an alien called Number 3. The scene then transitions to a beach party, where we are introduced to our protagonist, John Smith, who is swimming in the sea with a hot chick, flexing his riz. But all of a sudden, his leg starts to burn, and he gets a vision of the bald dude killing Number 3 and calling on John as his next target, revealing John to be Number 4. John wakes up on the beach the next day with no one around but a guy named Henry, who is his protector. As it turns out, they are part of a destroyed alien planet called Laurian, who sent 9 of their youngsters with superpowers to Earth so that they can rebuild and save their race, with a protector for each one of them. And the bald guys are called Laurians, who destroyed their planet and are now after the surviving members. As they have killed Number 1, 2, and 3, it's now John's turn. Henry and John pack their stuff, destroy all the pictures, and leave. As they fear to have been exposed, they change location and move to an old house in Ohio, where the duo create new IDs and install security cameras everywhere. Suddenly, they hear a noise from outside. When they go to check it out, they find a dog and decide to keep him. Later that night, Henry secretly conceals a package within a wall clock. Meanwhile, a girl is searching through John's old place, but after finding nothing, she decides to burn it down. But she doesn't get burned because she is an alien too. She's Number 6. The next day, John wants to go to school since he's bored at home. Although reluctant at first, Henry lets him go after giving him a phone, saying he will call every hour to check on him. At school, he meets Sarah and immediately develops a crush on her. She suggests to show him around. John encounters the Bullies, of course, who are picking up on a nerdy boy named Sam. John helps him, then out of anger throws the ball at one of the bullies, causing him to fall. Later that evening, John visits Sarah's blog and discovers she's been taking photos of him, but the photos get deleted by Henry, who schools him on keeping a low profile. The following day, as John is in class, the palm of his hands start to glow. He quickly runs to the restroom so as not to draw attention. At home, Henry notices that the box he hit is also shining and realizes something is wrong, so he rushes to the school to help John and finds him in the janitor's room. When they get home, Henry explains that his alien powers are kicking in. As a result, he will get faster and stronger, and that he needs to learn how to control it. Later that evening, John bumps into Sarah. The two take a walk and arrive to her house. Sarah invites him to dine with her family and meet them, which he accepts. After dinner, the school bully Mark, who happens to be Sarah's ex, is jealously watching them and decides to pick on John as well. As the next day, when John and Sam open their lockers, paint explodes all over them. Unfortunately for Sam, this destroys his only picture with his biological father, so he gets furious and attacks Mark. John interferes the commotion in anger, but as his hands begin to glow again, he decides to cool down and take it easy. As the duo are washing off the paint in the bathroom, Sam tells John about his father, who was obsessed with aliens and mysteriously went missing, which Sam believes to be an abduction by aliens. Henry, in the meantime, has been studying Sam's father as well. He goes to an old factory where Sam's father used to perform experiments. There, he finds a strange glowing rock on the ground and takes it home and begins to study it. Meanwhile, John is in his room when he receives an invitation from Sarah to a festival event. Being the horny dude that he is, John accepts the invitation. At the festival, when they meet, Sarah admits that Mark is her ex, and after they broke up, he leaked all her secrets and pictures. John suggests that they should enjoy the festival, so the two get on a wagon and go through a scare tunnel. Everything seems normal at first, but then Mark and his friends attack them and start beating John to a pulp as one of them takes Sarah to Mark. John is forced to use his powers, unaware that Sam is secretly watching him. He rushes to save Sarah and pins Mark down like an animal. Afterwards, he takes Sarah home and they eventually kiss. As John is walking back home, he receives a text from Sam saying he saw him use his powers in the woods and wants to talk. So he pays Sam a visit, revealing his identity and confirming his father was right about aliens. Sam agrees when John cautions him not to tell anyone, since it could put him in danger. The next day, the sheriff, who also happens to be Mark's father, shows up to John's house to confront him about the incident at the festival, saying Mark and his friends got beaten up and none of them are talking about what really happened. He suspects John knows something, but John dismisses the matter, saying he was with the girl and was not present at the site. The sheriff is suspicious but doesn't have any evidence. He gets even more suspicious as he sees security cameras installed outside the house when he's leaving. Afterwards, Henry orders John to pack his stuff and get ready to leave because he feels they've been exposed, especially after showing John the footage of him with glowing feet when he was on the beach on the internet that has gone viral and that he cannot delete it. Our boy John is tired of running. He refuses to go and leaves in anger. In a desperate attempt to stop him, Henry tackles him and the duo get into a fight, but cool down eventually, with John saying he loves Sarah and doesn't want to leave her. Henry advises him that he will only bring trouble to her and her family. He says he will try to take down the video and gives John some time to say goodbye. A few moments later, Henry mysteriously disappears. John receives a call from someone asking him to come to their location if he wants to see Henry again. John doesn't want to go alone and asks his only friend Sam for help. As they go to the location, one of the kidnappers is leaving. John orders Sam to follow him and goes inside, where he finds Henry tied up. As he frees him, the kidnappers show up holding Sam at gunpoint. John uses his powers to immobilize them. As they're about to leave, the mugs ambush them. Henry sacrifices himself to save John, and they flee the scene. In his final moments, he gives John his dagger and a tracker stone, saying Sam's father used it to track down other aliens and that it would help him in finding the others. He then passes away. John goes to a party to find Sarah and say goodbye before leaving, but the police bust in, causing the couple to run and John to use his powers, with everyone witnessing. Sarah suggests fleeing to the school for some reason, but the mugs are following them. They surround the school and corner the couple. Just then, number 6 shows up and saves them, revealing her power to be teleportation. Meanwhile, the mugs release their alien monsters, after which John's dog also transforms into a giant hound. As it turns out, he was also an alien observing John this whole time and rushes to save him, defeating one of the monsters but getting badly injured in the process. The aliens crash on the soccer field with their combined powers. Number 4 and 6 take out all the mugs one by one. Number 6 uses her special dagger to kill one of the monsters and kill their commander, using John's power to make a giant explosion. Jane uses her power to save them both. In the ending scene, they use the rocks to find other Laurian children. John says goodbye to Sarah but promises he will find her again, after which the two share a passionate kiss. John, number 6, Sam and the dog leave to continue their quest to find other Laurians.